Now at 10, Joplin's new camping ordinance triggers debate over whether it targets people experiencing homelessness. Plus, a water main break in Branson fills the streets with water and sends 2 workers to the hospital. We'll have the latest. And a new school year means new art exhibits at Pittsburg State University.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Joplin's new city ordinance banning camping in public places sparks concern among citizens who say it targets the homeless. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Anthony Saviello. Joplin passed a city ordinance in April about camping in public places like city parks. Camping is defined in the ordinance as a pitch, use, or occupy camp facilities for the purpose of habitation. Some citizens are concerned this ordinance is aimed at people experiencing homelessness.
John Q. Citizen jaywalking, you're going to get approached by JPD. Now, that doesn't mean everybody's going to get a citation. We try to sprinkle in a little bit of compassion and common sense into what we do, but we're going to enforce our ordinances because they're in place to make Joplin safe. They're in place so that everybody is treated equally and fairly, and that's how we enforce those ordinances.
Recently, the city of Pittsburgh passed a similar ordinance concerning camping in parks. Well, let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney for a first look at weather.
Today, temperatures were pretty close to average and our overnight low dropping down through the 70s, and we're going to get down into the low to mid 60s. So we get a little bit of a crisp, cool morning for a Saturday, although temperatures warm right back up. We have a clear evening tonight and through most of the morning on Saturday, but we are going to start to see these pop-up storm chances. Isolated storms you can see in the afternoon as well, and those are behind a cold front. Now that cold front is moving in earlier in the day, so these are going to be more elevated storms, and we're not looking at a scattered shower chance, mostly just isolated storms, and those are going to be in our western counties, maybe hitting the Joplin area, but not a huge threat. Now, temperatures drop from the low 90s to the upper 80s, on Sunday, and then getting into the upper 70s by Monday. I'm going to have a full look coming up.
Lindsay, thanks. Well, water samples have been collected from 90 different locations across Branson, Missouri after a water main break downtown. 2 construction workers got hurt then when the break happened yesterday afternoon. They remain in the hospital and a precautionary boil advisory is in effect. The workers' company and city officials are saying little about what happened. Reagan DeTrolio has more.
It was horrible, and I just seen the guys down there, and every time I looked out they was kind of in a huddle and I just hated it for them.
Chris Black just opened a business here on Main Street in downtown Branson in June. Black feels for the 2 Emery Sapp & Sons construction workers who are now in critical condition following a water main break Thursday afternoon.
Devastating. These guys are great. I mean, it's safety first. I've watched them all night long. They've done everything up to par.
Midwest Traffic Signal Services, MTSS owners told KY3 off camera that its crews ran to try and provide aid to the 2 ESS workers, saying they jumped in to give life-saving resuscitation aid on the 2 ESS employees. MTSS leaders say their employees are traumatized after witnessing and helping during the incident, and other business owners right by Main Street restated the need for answers.
The information coming in was pretty sketchy to begin with.
Ferris owns the Pie Safe and another business in downtown Branson. He says the Branson community deserves to know exactly what happened and how the injured workers are doing today.
What's important is the lives of the 2 men that have been injured. That's the bottom line.
I kind of stayed away from it because it's depressing, and I'm just worried about them, but I hope everything's okay and hope they do fine.
A motorcycle driver is recovering after a crash yesterday afternoon in Joplin. Authorities say the crash happened near West 7th and Chestnut Avenue. According to the report, the motorcycle and a car were both traveling eastbound on 7th when the motorcycle crashed into the back of the car. The motorcycle driver suffered serious injuries. He was taken to an area hospital for treatment. The driver of the car was not injured. Projects are ongoing in Pittsburgh as the street sales tax program continues to fund repairs and restorations on roads within city limits. The street sales tax program, which has been utilized for several years, combines tax dollars with funds from the Kansas Department of Transportation. The purpose of the program is to dedicate funds specifically to the renovation and repair of the city streets.
Overall, the city street sales tax has passed 3 times now to continue support for this program. City staff does a great job with the resources we have. And overall, it's been a positive for our community.
According to the City of Pittsburgh, funds are split between different types of repair like preventative maintenance and major rehabilitation to maximize how far the money will stretch. Well, it's a sign of the times for the Memorial Auditorium in Pittsburgh. The MACC, as it's known, now features a brand new digital marquee. The signage was made possible thanks to a generous donation. Built in 1925 and renovated in 1984, the addition of the digital sign brings a fresh technological look to the center. Pittsburgh State University says with a brand new semester comes brand new artwork. The University Gallery in Porter Hall is now showcasing what locals call a captivating collection from the 1900s, featuring the work of acclaimed artist Diane Bronstein. The exhibit is called The Unreal City. Organizers say the exhibit not only adds a sense of calm to campus life, but also offers students a unique opportunity to connect with timeless artistry.
These work directly into our curriculum from the standpoint that we have a fair number of crafts classes that deal with fibers. We have a lot of students that are interested in quilt making and embroidery and fiber-based artwork.
This exhibit is free and runs through mid-October. The Wizard of Oz gets a 21st century makeover. That story coming up. But up first, video game fun for the outdoors.
Can the ideas of video games get more people to enjoy the great outdoors? I'm Bradley Blackburn with how 2 brothers are launching real-life treasure hunts and finding success.
A new startup aims to get people to enjoy the great outdoors with help from the world of video games. As Bradley Blackburn reports, the company has launched real-life treasure hunts with some online clues that guide players into nature.
So this is kind of the experience that you know our hunters have.
We're deep in the woods, hiking right to the spot.
It's that. That's it.
Hundreds were hunting for earlier this year.
This is right where our treasure was found for our first hunt back in March.
Brothers Jeff and Paul Duvilla hide golden 3D printed prizes that get winners like Jeff and Stephanie Masters thousands of dollars.
It's just like a big puzzle game, and so with a decent sized prize behind it. So it's like, why not?
If you come across it, you could win.
We are Vail.
The brothers are the creators of Vail, a treasure hunt startup inspired by adventure video games and, of course, Hollywood movies.
We wanted to take an approach that was more modern, where we look at gamifying the world around us.
The brothers meticulously research history and geography, crafting online clues to the hidden treasure. Players can pay about $20 for access, money that supports the business and builds the prize pot. A live camera stays focused on the treasure, but you have to get off the screen and amongst the trees to win.
You want people to get out and enjoy this. Absolutely. Yeah. You can see it for yourself right now, looking around, hearing the birds chirping, seeing the way the sun comes through the leaves. That's the kind of thing that you can only experience out in an element like this.
You can't get it from a video game.
You can't get it from a video game, not even close.
So far, more than 2,000 players have joined in. Hunts held in New York, Philadelphia, and wild spaces in between. The hope is to expand across the country.
The adventure begins as soon as you get outside.
A game where there's one prize, but everyone can enjoy the treasure of Mother Nature. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, Summit, New Jersey.
Well, it sounds like I need a treasure hunt partner, so I choose Lindsay. Vail currently has a treasure hunt going on in the greater New York City area, with another hunt in the works in New England coming up soon. The magical world depicted in the classic film, The Wizard of Oz, is getting a high-tech new look for fans of all ages to enjoy. Thanks to artificial intelligence, the beloved movie is being reimagined to fit the massive screen at the Sphere in Las Vegas. It's the highest quality resolution ever for a film. The immersive experience features sound from 167,000 speakers, putting the audience inside the movie, including the twister that carries Dorothy from the Heartland to Munchkin Land. 750 horsepower fans kick up wind and swirling debris to simulate the tornado.
There are a lot of little Easter eggs that I'll let the audience try to find. There are little hints and references and things here and there that are from the original movie that had intended to go into production or tried to go into production or are left in there incomplete that we tried to sprinkle back in there throughout the film.
Musicians re-recorded parts of the score on the same sound stage where it was originally recorded, leaving intact the vocal performances of Judy Garland and other actors. The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere premieres August 28th. A little later, Netflix wants to know what's your sign. The streaming giant will make you a playlist based on your zodiac sign. More on that coming up.
And we get to experience a little false fall next week, but I'm going to have those details coming up. Well, we started this week out with high temperatures in the upper 90s, and we're ending it average in the low 90s. Now let's go ahead and take a look outside right now. We've got clear skies tonight, a few clouds out there, but overall tonight is going to be a good night. Now we're heading into a little bit of a rainier Saturday or higher rain chances for us on Saturday, but we get to enjoy one nice little evening, and we also have a cool evening as well. Temperatures dropping down through the 70s, similar to what we saw this morning, getting down even cooler than what we saw. Our overnight low tonight dropping down to about 63, 64 degrees. Now last night we saw temperatures in the low mid 60s, which is very close to average, and our high today was right on par with average. We're going to be pretty similar tomorrow with our high getting into the low 90s, about 90, 91, 92. But we also have some rain chances along a cold front, and that's going to be good on many levels because we get some cooler temperatures and we also get some rain, and we need it because we have these dry conditions starting to push back into our central counties. You can see all the way up to Nevada, out to Pittsburgh, excuse me, Joplin area out to Miami, and then we also have moderate drought conditions, Monette down to Cassville over to Branson as well, and that's just expanding. So we need as much rain as we can get. Now Saturday, not seeing widespread rain chances, but we do have isolated rain. Could see some isolated showers there in the morning, but for most of us, our higher chance for rain is going to be there in the afternoon and overnight on Saturday. And that's going to be what brings our temperatures down, or at least the start of it, for Sunday into the upper 80s, mid to upper 80s, much cooler temperatures, and it is going to be beautiful on Sunday. We could get some isolated showers, but for the most part, we're going to stay mostly dry. Now, as we head into Saturday morning, here we are, 6 a.m., so along that front, mostly dry, but we could see some of these isolated showers along it. Now, once we get later into the afternoon, that's when we're going to start to see some elevated shower and thunderstorm chances. Now, those storms do push in mostly on the Kansas and Oklahoma side, but all of us could have a chance to see some light showers throughout the afternoon and early evening. Now here we are, 8 p.m. on Saturday, mostly those northerly winds, still getting some hit and miss showers there in the afternoon. Now once we get into Sunday morning, we get these northerly winds, and most of us staying pretty dry throughout the day. Could again though see those isolated pop-up storm chances in the afternoon, but good news is we're going to be a little bit cooler on Sunday. So when you're not getting any rain, it's going to be partly cloudy, pretty nice day. But Monday, upper 70s. However, Monday you won't get to enjoy it as much. We're going to have rain chances starting early morning, continuing all afternoon. So temperatures are in the upper 70s. It's going to feel like low 70s to upper 60s because of the all-day rain chances. Now Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to be in the low 80s, upper 70s, so pretty nice days, and these isolated shower chances, not widespread as much as Monday or as much as Thursday. And Thursday, we're back down into the low to mid 70s, or excuse me, upper to mid 70s. Now, heavy rain continues until Friday morning, so we have rain chances every single day next week, but temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s. So kind of best of both worlds, if you ask me.
I can understand your slip up there because it's hard to believe that we're kind of back down to these temperatures.
It is hard to believe. I mean, we get a little taste of it. Unfortunately, you can't get used to it because we will get back into the 90s before we actually see fall.
And before you know it, we're going to be begging for the warmth because it's going to be like
so cold.
It's going to be so cold. But
yep, that's how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it is. Thanks, Lindsay. Well, weather here in the 4 states can turn severe at moment's notice, but we've got an easy way for you to stay ahead of the severe weather before it strikes. Scan this QR code that's on your TV screen, pull out your phone and head straight to the updated weather resources page on our website where you can find information on storm shelters, weather updates, closings, and road conditions. It's called the weather resource page on KOAMnewsnow.com. Just scan this QR code. A study published in JAMA found overweight people who took GLP-1 RAs had an overall reduced risk of cancer, including lower risks of endometrial and ovarian cancer. However, the study also found an increased risk of kidney cancer, especially among patients under the age of 65. And exposure to antibiotics does not raise the risk of autoimmune disease in children. A Korean study counters previous research suggesting a link between exposure to antibiotics as a fetus or infant and autoimmune disease. Researchers say the findings show there's a need for cautious and appropriate use of antibiotics during pregnancy and early infancy. And more than half of doctors in the U.S. record feeling burnt out, but a new study suggests AI could help. Research by Mass General Brigham and Emory Healthcare shows doctors who used AI programs to record patient visits and write up clinical notes said that they experienced 21% less burnout. The study also suggests AI's help with paperwork and that doctors would have more time to see patients. Still ahead, the Chiefs cap off their preseason schedule tonight. Sports director Ryan Blank sat down with the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus, to preview position battles to watch. And the Miami War Dogs will start the season with multiple quarterbacks under center. We'll have the details coming up.
The Chiefs wrap up their preseason schedule tonight against the Bears with position battles taking center stage. With 53-man roster spots up for grabs, players at every position are looking to show why they belong in the red and gold. One of those key battles is on the interior offensive line. With starting left guard, that spot is up for grabs. While 3 guys are competing for the job, all eyes are on former second-round draft pick Kingsley Suamatia, who continues his development at the position after making the switch from tackle to guard. Earlier this week, I sat down with the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus, who broke down this battle.
Jalen Moore now getting an opportunity to play left guard. You have Mike Calienda, who ended the season last year at left guard. And then Kingsley Suamatia is trying to make that move over there. For Kingsley, this is an important end. These last days that will go up to the game in Brazil are really important for Kingsley. Not only to work on his own technique as a left guard, but to work in concert with Creed on his right and Josh Simmons on his left, because teams are going to bring the kitchen sink at those guys. TT twists, TE twists, delayed blitzes, stuff that's very wicked and takes 4 to 5 years sometimes to figure it out. Kingsley's got to get this down.
Another position battle to watch is at wide receiver. The Chiefs entered camp with 14 receivers and usually keep 6 or 7 on the final roster. Kansas City has most of their receiving core set as well, with Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster, and rookie Jalen Royals, leaving 1, maybe 2 spots up for grabs. And for those looking to clinch one of those final spots at the position, it isn't just about your play on offense, but also on special teams.
Tyquan Thornton has been the camp darling. Nico Remigio is the best returner we've got. And if you're going to be at the bottom end of the 5th, 6th, maybe 7th receiver, you've got to be a 3-core or 4-core special teamer. So Thornton has got to prove that he can be a gunner, he can cover kicks. And Remigio has done that. And then you throw in Brownlee. Jason Brownlee, he's kind of been camp darling 2.0. But he also has to prove that he can play every receiver position. You have to do that in Andy Reid's system and be a special teams, not only contributor, but an impact special teams player.
The Miami War Dogs are coming off their 3rd straight winning season following an 8-3 record last year. And as the season begins, one position battle will highlight their first couple of games. The War Dogs are in the middle of a quarterback competition, and this battle features an experienced signal caller in Blaze Riley and then senior Hayden Connell, who's making the switch to quarterback from wide receiver and corner. Despite the season starting a week from tonight, the War Dogs are not rushing this decision to name a starter and will let their in-game performances over the first couple of weeks be the deciding factor.
They're both very coachable kids, worked really hard. The kids have responded well to the adjustment. We lost Sam Lillard to NEO, who graduated last year had a 2 years experience there. And I think these guys have learned a lot from him and his leadership, and they understand what it takes to be that position and not only be the guy on the field but off the field as well. So we'll let stats and play take care of itself.
Competition's going well. I feel like it's going to be a good battle, very competitive on both ends between me and him. He gets to see us both making plays and decisions on the field and see how we do after we make errors. I played corner all 3 years until this year, and so I feel like I have an advantage on reading a little bit defenses.
As Miami works through their quarterback competition, two positions of strength this season for the War Dogs will come at running back and linebacker, highlighted by the return of two-way starter Eli Lewis, who injured his knee in week 3 of last year. And as Lewis enters his junior season, he's ready to make his return to the gridiron.
I'm very excited. It's been a long time. Just ready to get back out there and grind. I'm feeling great. We've got a great core of both sides. A lot of strong guys. We know what we're doing, and I think we're going to come out and make great plays on both sides of football.
He's the type of kid you know what you're going to get in, down and down out. I mean, you have to turn his motor off, or he only has one high motor and he gives effort. So we almost have to bring him off the field. He's not going to take a play off per se. So that's just his mentality.
Miami opens their season a week from tonight on the road in Arkansas against Elkins. The 30th edition of the Pigskin Preview is live, and you can scan the QR code on your screen, head to the KOAMnewsnow.com/pigskin, or download our free KOAM News mobile app to view it. When you're there, you'll see the logos for all the teams showcased in the preview, ranging from the high schools in Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma to the junior colleges and universities in our area. You'll see quotes from coaches, schedules, and season outlooks, along with much more. And as the season starts, you'll find our live scoreboard to keep you updated on the action every Friday night. You'll also find highlights as we hit the ground running to the area games this season. That's it for sports. We're back with more after this.
Well, your zodiac sign can help you find a love match and tell you when to search for a job, but now it can also help you decide what to watch. Netflix is now offering show and movie recommendations based on your zodiac sign. The new astrology hub called Your Zodiac Watch List launched Thursday. The row of curated titles matches the vibes of the corresponding zodiac signs. Here's a sample. Netflix recommends those born under the Aquarius sign should binge Stranger Things, Resident Alien, and Venom: The Last Dance. I think Netflix is telling me that I need to binge the Fast and Furious movies because that's all that's been plastered. I don't know. Maybe if you're a Cancer zodiac, that's you like Fast and Furious.
That's something I think I'm gonna opt out of.
Okay, that's fair.
I like to pick my own shows just randomly.
Sure.
It's fun stuff. But you know what? Something that's not random.
The weather.
Is the weather. Actually, I mean, arguably it is random. But we have a cold front coming through on Saturday, bringing some thunderstorm chances and also bringing some cooler temperatures for Sunday, upper 80s. And then we have another round of heavy rainfall all day on Monday. That's going to drop our temperatures even more into the upper 70s.
Wow.
Yeah, you heard that right.
We're
upper
looking,
70s.
I think we're looking forward to that
I definitely
quite a bit.
am.
Thanks for watching. We're right back here tomorrow. Have a great night.